So an enormous amount of people come to Onision.co and ask me whether or not they're fat. Today, I want to talk about belly fat because myself, my spouse, so many of us have spoken about our belly fat in a concerning way in the past. You might not exactly be sure what you're looking at, but I assure you it's a tummy. Or more so, a lack thereof. This person definitely needs to have a more healthy diet in the direction of eating more. And I'm only saying that based on every single human being I've ever encountered in my entire life. Speaking of life, if I had this belly, I'd probably want to end my own life because I'd feel like I was constantly dragging around a big bag of lard on my stomach, which coincidentally, that's basically what it is. In other words, if you have a tummy like this, you're not fat, but you most certainly don't feel as good as you would if you lost a few pounds. Meanwhile, here we have massive curvature outward. Again, that's a big old belly. If you have that belly, you're probably gonna live a long life, a long, healthy life. So who cares what my opinion is, right? But as far as how I would feel about myself looking down, seeing a big belly like that, also dragging all that weight around, I just wouldn't want to do it. The same tummy from the side, yeah, that's that. You are carrying a beast with you. Again, you're not fat, it's just that if I was carrying that around, I would be very upset. Meanwhile, this person actually looks pretty normal. That's basically what I'd expect from most any woman if she lifted up her shirt halfway. Like there's a little bulge at the bottom, but tummies are tummies, dude. That's what they do. This person wanted to know if they're too fat or too thin. And you know what? That's like working on extremes. Can't you just be like, meh? Not that you are meh, you're actually better than meh. Like you literally look like you're kind of riding the middle. This is another example of something I would expect to see if someone lifted up. Like, let me show you me. All right, what do you expect? A big old gut? Check this out. I know, suspenders, right? You didn't see that coming. This is my belly. There's a little ridge right here and stuff, but you know, that's just healthy eating. No sense in beating ourselves up for what comes naturally as a result to our natural diets. You look at this person's tummy and literally no complaints. If your stomach looks even remotely close to this, you are probably totally golden. My stomach doesn't even look that good, and I'm a vegetarian beast. This is yet another example of someone's stomach being perfectly fine. Like seriously, I regularly worry about whether or not I'm ugly, and I regularly worry about whether or not my tummy is too big. And you guys, we are probably prisoners of this forever. It's a little reality check. But what we also know is that this is what ugly actually looks like, and this is what fat actually looks like. Like, we are so silly. We're just constantly obsessed with this idea that we might be fat when deep down we know we're nowhere close. Like this person, you're flat. If you can lay on your back, put a board on your chest, and you can get that board to touch your groin without lifting up, you're probably a flat belly person. You may notice that this person kind of curves inward once you get past the little belly, and that is so painfully common, not just in America, but around the world. That is because that is how women are supposed to look. It's often a good thing. Then you got this person who kind of tucked their belly under their belt, so it's, you know, really hard to even determine, but it's pretty clear they're in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, here's a poll people actually started on the forums. This 18-year-old vegetarian is asking us about this tummy right here. And from the look of it, most people called her curvy. I would have called her thick because I always thought that curvy meant you were more desirable and thick kind of just meant you were like exploding outward, but not quite fat. Just want to say your tummy is not supposed to be an ocean wave. Like what even is that? Meanwhile, this person posted a picture and they're looking like they might be approaching Eugenia's status. I don't even have to see your belly to know that you have basically no belly. Your hands are almost so thin that I can see the shape of your knuckles, and your tendons, etc. are sticking out a little bit too far. Also, the thickness of your arms a little concerning. In other words, do this, find an edible, and do it so you can no longer fit your fingers around your arm like that. This person asked if they're fat. They got a lot of no's and maybes. This is what their tummy looks like. You can actually see a ripple, like it's just nothing but liquid under the skin. And yeah, I would say that's a sign that you're actually fat. I know, it's an unpopular opinion, according to the very same poll. Let me show you. When I push my skin, this is what happens. Nothing's really happening. My whole stomach's not shaking or anything. That's because my tummy is just like muscle with a little layer of fat on top. What you have there is like a pond under your skin. So that is fat, yes. I'm having trouble with my body image and I need an honest opinion to fix my views. That person went on to say they feel fat all the time. I mean, the pretty obvious conclusion is that you're definitely not fat. That last chick was fat. This is not fat. Your skin isn't really rippling or anything, but you are like a thick curvy. Regardless, it's time to hash brown, guys.
If you're fat, don't end your life until you put me in your will.
I haven't actually recorded the song that's gonna go with that yet, but I'm sure it was offensive, so good job, Greg. And high five.
You tell me that I'm gay. Isn't it obvious?